Good afternoon, gorgeous peeps. It's Maureen here again, and welcome to another Friday Taking the Fear Out of Cancer Facebook Live. So, what's different? Well, my hair for a start. Went a bit wild. Went into my hairdresser last Saturday and I said, I've got this picture in my head. What do you think? And she went, let's go for it. So, we have teal at the front, we still have purple at the back. We even have jewellery to match. Who knew? So, that out of the way, elephant out the room. What's she doing? Purple hair, green hair, go for it. I've had a very interesting week. And the overarching theme for the week has been identity. Who am I? But moreover, who are you? How do you see you? And do you see yourself differently in different situations? Do you see yourself, or do you hold yourself in different ways in different circumstances? Interesting question, yeah? I had a conversation with a young man a few days ago, very angry young man, somebody I know reasonably well and I have a lot of time for and respect and love for. I've known him for 4 years now. But he recently had a diagnosis, and on top of the rest of the stuff that's going on in his world, it came as a bit of an extra layer of stuff that he had to deal with. And I've just sent him a link to a YouTube video by Robbie Williams. You probably won't appreciate the fact that it's Robbie Williams. He's probably not on his radar for anything that he listens to on a daily basis, let's put it that way. But the lyrics that I wanted to point him to, given the downturn in his circumstances this week. Let me read the chorus, if that's what you call it still these days, the bit in the middle that gets repeated. It says, I am powerful, I am beautiful, I am free, I am wonderful, I am magical, I am me. And one day, I hope, he will see that he's all these things, and that he truly appreciates everything that he is and is yet to become. And I wish that for everybody watching and listening today. I truly hope that each of you appreciates who you are, what you are about, what you can give to the world, what you've already given to the world, and how you show up on a daily basis, because that's who people want to see. They don't want to see the glossy, shiny version of you that you think the world ought to see. They don't want to see the perfectly groomed version of you. They want to see the warts and all, because it's in those situations, it's in those aspects of you that aren't perfect that make you more human. So I show up, lots of purple, now a bit of green, teal if you don't mind, not just any old green, darling. And that's who I am at the minute, and it may change. Who knows? I'm hoping they've got this kind of colour combination going on when I move to Spain in the next few months, but if they don't, we'll find something new, and that'll be just fine too. So all of the conversations and all of the discussions I've had with my coach, with this young man, with other folk around the place this week have all been around identity and the fact that it's not fixed. Who you show up as today may not be who you show up as tomorrow, next week, next month, next year. Circumstances will change in your world on a daily, almost moment-to-moment basis. And you will show up differently in each and every one of those circumstances. So I have an opportunity, clearly, because I'm about to relocate to a country and a place where lots of people don't know me. And I can create a brand new persona, should I so wish. I'm not sure I will. I might show up slightly differently. But I don't know yet. Not until I get there. And I don't have to know for certain how I'll show up or what version of me will show up. Because that's not important. It's the fact that I show up at all that's important. So who are you showing up as today? Are you showing up as you? Or are you showing up as somebody that you think should show up? So there's the gorgeous Lucy on watching me today. And she's just had some amazing design on the back of her hair. Wow, dead impressed with that, Lucy. Not something I could envisage me doing. But you never know. Who knows? It could be my new Spanish look. And there's David, always smartly dressed with his shirt and tie. Will he always be like that? I don't know. Particularly if he moves to the States in the next 18 months. What will the American version of David look like? Show up as? Who knows? And does it really matter? Not at all. It's about being okay with where you are right now, how you feel right now. I was thinking the other day I was on a webinar on, when was it? Wednesday evening with some lovely folk. And I was talking about the fact that my strapline, my tagline is taking the fear out of cancer. And then it suddenly struck me, it's not taking the fear out of cancer because cancer is just a label. It's taking the fear out of your thinking. Taking fear out of thought. Taking away anything that you think is holding you back. And fear itself is just a man-made construct. It's just some crazy thinking. Thanks, Lucy. I'll try the shaved lines maybe one of these days when I've had too much to drink, and maybe you'll be visiting at the time. I don't doubt. Identity. Where does it come from? Who gives us this thing that we call our identity, the version of you that shows up? It's all made up. It's all a man-made construct, this thing called identity. And is there such a thing as you? And is there such a thing as me? Maybe a bit too deep for a Saturday. Gosh, I'm losing a day. A Friday lunchtime, but who knows? And when I think of David and his beautiful young boys, who do they show up as? Do they think on a daily basis, I need to show up as Josh, or do I need to show up as Toby? No. They just show up. Warts and all, screaming and shouting, laughing and crying, being children, because that's what they are. They don't need to practice being a child. They don't need to put on their best bib and tucker to be the perfect child. They need to show up perfectly imperfect, just as we all are, perfectly imperfect. So that's what's been striking me this week. But for the young man I had the conversation with the other day, who's recently had his diagnosis, when he sees that he is not his diagnosis, he is not the various labels that he's been given over the very recent years. He's much more than that, much more powerful, much more beautiful, much more free, much more wonderful, much more magical, and much more him. And it's him that people want to see. So I leave you there. check out the whole song, Robbie Williams, I Love My Life. Listen to the lyrics. Really listen. And if you don't want to hear the music, there's a version on YouTube that just has the words on the screen. Read them inwardly to yourself and see what impact they may or may not have on you. I love you and leave you. Let's have another conversation next week. We're likely to be back at 1 o'clock next week. And if anybody wants to have a conversation about taking the fear out of cancer or taking the fear out of thinking, you can contact me. All the W's, maureenyorkconversation.com. And I'd love to have a conversation with you. Until next week, love you and leave you. Have an amazing day. And I'll speak to you very soon. Bye for now.